Time now for Media Watch, a look at some of the stories making news in the Chinese media. The Modern Express reports that a 60-year-old killed the father of his daughter-in-law during a quarrel over who should look after their 3-year-old grandson. The 4-year-old retiree started off having a regular chat, but it soon escalated into a quarrel and then broke out into fighting because they all wanted to look after their cute grandson. Liu is accused of pulling a knife and stabbing the other couple. The man died and the woman is in hospital. The grandson saw the fight. Family arguments over which grandparents care for the grandchild are common in China, where the one-child policy has resulted in the majority of families consisting of one child and 2 sets of grandparents. The People's Daily reports that a man sentenced to life has been set free and is considering asking for compensation. He was jailed for withdrawing nearly $63,000 from his bank's ATM, which gave him money that was mistakenly put into his account by a bank clerk. His lawyer plans to seek state compensation for his incarceration. The man was set free last week and given a second chance at life. His release came after Xu Ting, a young man in the city of Guangzhou who committed a similar crime, had his life sentence commuted to 5 years in 2008. In the aftermath, media coverage raised questions over the fairness of the judicial system. The Shaoxiang Morning Herald reports that 11 teachers in Chongqing ended up being buried when they blocked a real estate developer's bulldozer from digging into their school land. The developer was building homes on the boundary of the school. But when the bulldozer tried to bulldoze beyond the school boundaries, teachers were outraged. Dozens of them lined up to protect their land. The construction team leader apparently told his men to keep digging, saying that compensation for a death was only $30,000. The machines kept digging, making part of the land collapse, burying 11 of the teachers. 6 of them were hospitalised. There were no reported deaths, however. The developer denies the accusations and says the teachers buried themselves. The Hainan Special Economic Zone News reports that residents in Lingu County in South China's Hainan province are outraged after they learnt 2 convicted officials never went to jail and still earn their full salary after being convicted of taking bribes. The officials, surnamed Ke and Fang, were accused of taking bribes in January 2007 and were sentenced to 2 and 3 years in prison. They were given a reprieve of 3 and 5 years, which meant they were not jailed. A local official said the government decided to give the convicted officials humanised treatment because they confessed to their crimes and turned over the bribes. The Guangzhou Daily reports that the daughter of an allegedly corrupt official in central China's Hunan province has set up a blog on the internet to argue her father's innocence. Her father recently went through an initial court hearing in which he was accused of abusing power and corruption. The 22-year-old girl posted several photographs of their humble home online to show her family's situation. She says her grandparents, who are in their 70s, are still selling vegetables at markets to help with expenses at home. The site has attracted tens of thousands of comments from internet users who have shown both support and scepticism. China Daily reports that Shanghai is to consider selling foreign newspapers during the 2010 World Expo. Organisers said they would consider the demand of exhibitors and visitors to decide whether to allow the sales of newspapers from outside the Chinese mainland at the Expo site and even in the whole of Shanghai temporarily. During the 2008 Beijing Olympics, about 100 overseas newspapers and magazines were allowed to be sold at news kiosks located in areas catering to athletes and international media covering the event. The distribution of overseas newspapers and magazines is highly restricted in mainland China. The mines were closed in 2007 to protect the stone statue. Local authorities hope to develop tourism in the area centred on the Buddha now that the mines have closed. The money from the Ministry of Land Resources will go towards stabilising the statue and surrounding cliff to prevent it from collapsing. The Chongqing Evening News has a story about a headmaster who washed his mother's feet in front of all the students and teachers of his school to demonstrate appreciation for one's parents. His demonstration took place at a school meeting held in the playground. The headmaster was giving a speech when he invited his mother to the platform. He then knelt down to wash her feet, saying it was a New Year's gift. Some students told the newspaper they were moved by his action. Others said it was just showing off. And that's today's Media Watch. And in fact, that's all for the team here at BON News for now. Thanks for watching and see you next time.